Bonus day 19. Okay, so today you're getting Monday Shane. And Sunday Shane is really engraved in my body is Sacred Sunday. So you got the love in the way of motherly cheerleading support. And that's amazing because that is a part of the way I work with people. It's a part of the way I work with myself. It's a part of the way I am with friends, with children, with Cooper. And today, as I was in my Zumba class, where I become an unconventional leader in that class, leading from the back of the room, from the middle of the room, from wherever, you're getting Shane that realizes how important leadership is, regardless of what you do day to day, that whether you're getting your tire changed or you're in a Zumba class or you have a business or you're in a conversation or in your dating life, day to day, it is so crucial and important that you consider yourself a leader. And Hazel actually inspired me to realize this yesterday when she said that my grounded, something about being grounded and my leadership training, how valuable I see that. And I was like, oh, doesn't everybody know that already? So in my human design, as a projector, I am here to lead the leaders. So to me, it's very obvious that the point of these groups is for you to own your leadership. But I don't think I've ever said it that way. And it comes out like, oh, you have to own a business. But the truth of the matter is, as empathic people, as sensitive people, as aware people, every moment of our day, every situation we get ourselves into, whether it's a friend staying over our houses, getting a parking spot, opening up a new bank account, if we're not in our leadership, then we let the person who's engaging with us, and they can be unintentional or not, take control of the situation. It could be a client, it could be a brother, it could be a neighbor, it could be the garbage man. It doesn't matter. In every relationship, there's a power dynamic. And if you are not aware of your effective communication, then you're not going to get your way. And you're going to have this deep-rooted anger that's like, fuck you, the world's against me. Here's the other thing. You know, and I heard many of you say it, it's not good to be negative. But if I were to ask you the truth of the truth of the truth, what is happening in your inner life is not always positive. Let's keep it real. And when I realized that, I was like, oh, yeah, it's definitely, I'm not always positive. And in my heart of hearts, my baseline is comparison with everyone, with everything. And I can make it complicated, but actually, it's always going on. And when I brought it into front and center, I was like, oh, that is not the choice that I want to be in. And so I've put together 8 different things, 8 different values that as empaths, as sensitive beings, we need to be majorly aware of. So day to day, we can walk in our leadership in every different scenario. Now, if you're sensitive, put the letter S, whether you're watching on the replay or live, because when you're sensitive and you feel someone else exerting themselves, naturally, it would cause you to shrink because that person is doing something that's making you uncomfortable. I experience this a lot. And I experience when my choice, my embodied choice is, nope, I'm leading. And I'm going to consider you. I'm not going to be a bitch or an asshole. But I'm still going to get what I want because I know it's for the greatest good for all involved, especially from my point of view. So whether you want to have a kid in your life, you want to get married, or you just want a good parking spot, it takes leadership in your body, in your mind, that says, I deserve to get what I want. And so leadership has many things under it. But the idea of being an enchanted leader means that you consider all involved. They might have some discomfort. It's not intentional, but you're going to get what you want. And that starts with effective communication is number one. That means you're not going to be an asshole. You're not going to be rude or mean, which is going to take away the feelings of conflict that you would likely stay away from. You're also going to build trust with people. So leadership requires trust. We all know that I love that. And you build trust through genuine care and consideration. So if you genuinely care, put up a C and let that C represent care and consideration for others. So the third piece is you're going to be available for conflict resolution. And that means if someone has a misunderstanding with you after the triggered feelings, that you're going to have availability to resolve enough so that you can have harmony, at least in yourself. And the next piece is learning how to engage with people. Like when you're not feeling leadership in your dating life, let's say, it's going to be really hard for you to be in control of your choices and your leadership self when you're attracted to someone, because it's going to trigger up the feelings of, what if I get rejected? What if this is the thing? You know, all the things that come up with that. And so if you're not in your leadership, men and women are going to have a hard time saying, hey, I'm attracted to you. You want to go out sometime? So simple. Hence the nice guy, hence the woman that's never dating anybody. You know, I can fall into that trap. So I'm very familiar with these things. And now I've worked on it so much that I have no attachment. And it's amazing. I've also not been, no, that's not true. Like I had this affinity for someone and he wasn't giving me attention at all. And I'm like, what am I going to waste my time for? Convincing this person from the very beginning? No, not for me. So hence the non-attachment. This is also going to release stress. Like how many of us empath and sensitive people walk around with stress because we don't have what we want. We can't get what we want. And we think we should be doing it another way. I have that. The should, even though we all know it's a no word, if we were really, really honest in our lives, what would we be saying? I should be further along. I should be a millionaire. I shouldn't be having these problems anymore. I should be doing less. I should be doing more. I should have my own business already. I should have a business that's smooth sailing already. I should be in a relationship. I should have had kids. I should have been married. Like, I hear this so fucking much, and it's the lack of our own leadership that these problems occur. And it hit me so clearly this morning. And so you're getting Monday motivation, Shane. And the reason these things are so important, I'll add, is making these decisions. So the idea of being a grand decision maker, let's say that's number 5, is so important. Because if we're not making in the moment decisions, it's like adding more papers to the paper pile. If you have a desk, and this might actually be for you, if you're not making decisions, you're just adding shit onto your desk. And then you know what happens? You're a hoarder. Anybody here have organized hoarding tendencies? Put up an H if you do. I'll put up an H later. The next piece is if you're an empath, if you are at all have ever described yourself as an empath or an introvert or shy or awkward, you are more self-aware than many people. And for you to be in the world, making decisions out and about, it's really important to be adaptable to your needs because they come and go. All of our parts, all the parts work that we do. My teenager has needs. My grown-up goddess has needs. My inner masculine has needs. My inner hag has needs. My inner teenager, which I already said, my inner child has needs. And they're always fluctuating. And sometimes they're louder than others. So to be adaptable means, oh, now I can work on a team. Now I can collaborate. Now I can have relationships. So if you find that beyond Video Vixen, you sort of go into your hiding spot, it makes sense that you would deny yourself stepping into leadership because it brings up all this shit. And you're like, ugh, I don't want to deal with all that shit. But if you don't, then your life will be escaping you before you can do something about it. You'll be 70 and you'll be like, what the fuck? Or maybe you're already thinking, I'm going to be 70. What the fuck? And so I just have to bring up that opening the enchanted door, which is the first stage of my method, means you're going to ramble all this shit out, the truth, right? And then you can decipher. But in the meantime, if you're the kind of person that goes into hiding, that goes into isolation, it's just going to be befuddled in your head. And so it's really important to not only be adaptable, but to be able to speak your needs, be witnessed and seen, which you all did in Video Vixen, or you didn't. And then you can decipher what's important, what goes where, instead of figuring out what's so fucked up about you. What if you looked at yourself like, okay, well, I'm a leader. So even though I got fucked up shit about me, I'm going to still make choices about where to spend my energy and time. Do any of our leaders, and we've had some really big examples of fucked up leaders, do any of our leaders actually have a perfect life? No. Let's look at Oprah Winfrey for a moment. I don't know if I'm a fan of her or not. She's had a weight struggle her whole life. Let's look at the Kardashians. They struggle with a lot of shit. They're billionaires, right? I know this. Kendall is the youngest billionaire ever. Do we think she has no problems? Or Kylie Cosmetics. So this idea, and we could talk about perfection, but who gives a fuck? It's actually about leadership. Because if you pick to talk about perfection, you're going to fucking huck yourself. Okay, so the next and last one is about, okay, this is my favorite one. Innovation. If you're not stepping into your leadership, even just by owning it. So today's bonus day 19 in Video Vixen, which means you could pick any of the prompts and have a do-over. Then choose the leadership one and go for it. Talk about, see yourself, put the filter on of I am a leader. How can I describe myself as a leader? You wake up every morning and you decide what you're going to have for breakfast, what you're going to have, what you're going to do with your body when you first get up in the morning. You actually all are leaders. Every human being is, unless you're incapacitated. And so the idea of owning it better is going to make your days feel more powerful, right? I'm in the Zumba class. She's not my favorite teacher, but it's Monday at 11 a.m. and that's a perfect time for me to go. I've spent years in dance classes feeling like an asshole, not getting the coordination, not getting the choreography, leaving class, having a mind fuck session like nobody would even believe. And then I would leave and I would stop going. And who punished themselves? Me. I just stopped going. Now, if I don't like the teacher, I'm doing my own fucking thing. I wear my pink glasses in the class because the lights hurt my eyes. I dance my ass off for an hour and I'm maybe copying her, maybe not. Maybe I'm not even attempting to follow her. I am leading myself no matter what. Now, is it upsetting her? I don't care. Am I hurting anybody? Nope. How many of you would enter a class and do your own thing? It's taken me years to do it. But guess what? I show up every Monday. Today, I wasn't feeling creative and I copied a lot of her moves. And I was like, still modifying, still doing whatever the fuck I wanted to do. And instead of thinking, oh, I can't do her stuff, I'm thinking, wow, look at me modifying on my feet. Whoop. And part of the reason I videotape myself there every time is I'm getting a little bored. getting a little like, oh, I should leave. It's only half hour. I have a thyroid condition. I shouldn't be. I have all these stories. And then I videotape myself and I buy myself about 15, 20 more minutes. And then class is over. So these are the types of things as a leader you get to decide, and you make more decisions on your feet than you even realize. If you're driving or taking transportation or agreeing to a pay scale, you are making a decision. And if you're afraid of leadership because it feels taxing on your nervous system, it's really important that that's the only thing you work on is your leadership. I had a client, we were on the phone. She was in a very dark place. She couldn't see herself as powerful, as creative, as a leader, as a self-trusting person or making decisions. And all of a sudden she started to crumple, like her shoulders went forward. Like, I'm a behaviorist. I noticed these things. Her eyes got a little heavy. She slumped a little bit. And she seriously was like, I think I should go on psychotropics. I think I should go to a psychiatrist. It was really fucked up. And I was like, wow, I'm really noticing all these things about you. I'm noticing your shoulders. What does it feel like to be you right now? I didn't listen to the details. I listened, but I didn't question her about the details. It wasn't about fixing her. It was about bringing self-awareness so she could feel her leadership. We went on like that for another 20 minutes. I asked some very poignant questions about her body and her face and her voice. Then I asked about the walls behind her. She was sitting in a rental space. There were nothing on the walls. She's an artist. I was like, what about going to the front desk and asking if you could hang your art? Not only did she do that, they offered her a show. They're like, yeah, we just opened. We love art on our walls. Why don't you bring your art in and come have a discussion? Her whole trajectory changed. I swear this is not made up. She might even recognize this story if she listens. All of a sudden, there's opportunity. All of a sudden, there's motivation. So what are you going to do with the motivation of completing Video Vixen? You did it for 18 days, maybe 19 if you do today. You took space out. You skipped a day by accident. I just listened to Dana's and she said if she didn't get her video done by 2 o'clock, it wasn't going to get done. Time was getting scarce. So what are you going to do with the energy and the momentum that you just gained and gathered from showing up for 18 days? Or maybe you're fucking like, I don't even care. It's past 18 days. I'm continuing no matter what. What are you going to do with that energy? Where are you going to put it? Make that decision, because that's really fucking important. It's not about the decisions you make and then that's it. You got to keep going. And it's really easy, everyone, to just fall back and sort of celebrate and sort of be like, cool, I did a thing, and then get back into your life and sort of fall in line and just like go to work, do the thing, feel sad it's over, and then, oh my God, it's December again. So this is an interesting challenge that I'm offering, which is what the fuck are you going to do from now until December? Let's see, September, October, November. You have 4 months until the next Video Vixen. Let's face it, we have a core group. All are welcome. The core group is so expansive. Excuse me. What are you going to do with this? I would love for you to open the enchanted door and find something for you to channel this passion, this momentum into. You want to get a girlfriend? You want to get a boyfriend? Take this energy, harness it, and channel it. You want to start an art project? Wouldn't you be so fucking excited to start day 1, Video Vixen in December, and be like, so listen, what's my intention? I started something at the end of Video Vixen summer, and now here we are. Like, wouldn't it be fucking thrilling for all of us to support you as you do that? So, Hazel, over the last one of the trainings I did, oh, it wasn't a training, it was the summit. She wrote a fucking book. It was like a day. Hazel, please forgive me. It was like a day of play or a journal entry every day. Like, You can take this momentum and create whatever the fuck you want. You want to make a book? Do you want to be a speaker? Do you want to get pregnant? Like, do you want to have a relationship? Do you want to have more sex? Do you want to make more money? Like, what is your focus? Or you just want to focus on the fact that you're fucked up. Like, that's really easy. And you'll find so many friends doing that. It's the shitty thing about coaching world, which is let's find the pain point and work on it. I don't know about you, but if I have a boo-boo, I'm not going to meddle with it. I'm kind of waiting it out. I had this really fucked up infection on my nail, and I was going to go to whatever that shit is where you drop into the doctor. But there wasn't time. It was my birthday week. I put arnica on it. I put this other stuff on it, neem. When you know, it fucking healed itself. I could have went to the doctor. I could have gotten antibiotics and all kinds of medication, and maybe it would have got fungus fucked up and I would have had to cut my finger off. But instead, I dealt with it myself. So what are you going to deal with yourself? Do you want to be an actor? Like, what is your passion? These are my things in my head, but you know what your things are. Do you want to move to a better house? Do you want to have the most amazing house you've ever lived in, the most amazing apartment? Do you want to take 2 months off of your job? You know your big desire. And the only way to get that achieved is by being a leader. And that's the third part of unconventional icon is strut the stage. Like, do the fucking thing. Do it scared, do it afraid, do it worried, do it concerned. I feel so passionate about this because I'm thinking back to all the questionable video vixens who were like, I'm not sure if I'm a leader. Like, there was lack of conviction. A lot of you had conviction, but for some of you, there was lack of conviction. And I want to say, if you looked at everybody, if you looked at yourself, let's not compare. Go back and watch your leadership video and learn from it and see where your mind was at that day and be like, oh, fuck, I'm not a leader? What the fuck? These groups are for people that want to work into their leadership. The ways to leadership for me as the leader of these groups are through being seen by strutting the stage, and through alchemizing the stories in our heads so that we can understand ourselves more fully so we can be leaders. And I will totally open up the pink door. Obviously, you can leave whenever you want. And I hope that the people who didn't do Video Vixen are watching this and feeling whatever the fuck you're feeling. I hope you're feeling, because it's really important. We need leaders in this world that are including their feelings. Because if you're not including your feelings and you're walking around as a leader, it's not a leader. It's, I don't know what it is, but it's not a leader. It's what we have these days. Leaders who don't feel. That's why we love, whatever your politics are, that's why we love Alexandra Ortiz, blah, blah, blah. I forgot her name, because she's fucking passionate and she doesn't give a fuck. And she gives so much of a fuck. Or we think about Marianne Williamson, so in her heart. That's the kind of leadership we need. We don't need stern authoritarian leaders. That shit doesn't work. So I'm here to invite you, and I'm calling you into action to step into your leadership. And the first step is go back and watch your video about being a leader, and then come on here today in the bonus day and redo your fucking video about being a leader. And when you're doing the video, get your back off the chair, sit fucking tall, spread your legs, feel your cock, feel your pussy, take a breath, and deliver your leadership to us. I dare you and I challenge you. And I want you to get ready, read the fucking mission first, get out of your head, and then come live. Oh, I feel my eye twitching. Come live and deliver about your leadership. And if you take me in on this challenge, take me up on this challenge, type yes. I feel amazing. And this mission, I was like making myself wrong for I was just making myself wrong for not having a very strong offer. But you know what? I feel amazing about the truth booths that I've done. And an offer came to mind today, which I will tell you about when it's more structured. And it's all about leadership, men and women. And it just was like, duh. I had such a moment that I stopped in the Zumba class, got a fucking receipt, wrote shit down, and I stopped dancing and I took the receipt and I wrote a bunch of shit. So stay tuned for that. And guess what? I'm not sharing about it today because it's not put together and I want to put it together so it feels good to offer it. And I'm not attached. I'm not forcing anybody to be a leader. Like, if you don't want to be a leader, cool. We probably won't be able to hang out. I get very irritated by victim energy. I get irritated and I get my teenagers like, bleh, because it reminds me of my teenager self. And I have no excuses for it. There are times where we actually are victims, but to choose leadership via victim, no fucking way. That's like not who I'm going to spend time with. And hopefully it's not who you're going to spend time with. Yay. All right. So I'm going to close this ad hoc, passionate transmission. I hope you're feeling. I'd love to know what you're feeling, actually. I didn't even look at the comments. So I invite you to do a right now I feel, RNIF. Ooh, I'm going to open the comments. Okay. Good. I got the yeses. Yes, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Yes, Allison. Yes. Oh, my God. Wow. Okay. Right now I feel. Oh, I can't type in there. All right. Good to know. Oh, excited. Yes. I want you to open the enchanted door. Listen to your thoughts. That's all pillar. Stage 1 is about learning how to listen to your thoughts. We get 40, 50,000 thoughts a day. There's no way to decipher that shit on your own. They seem important. They're not important. This takes over. That takes over. What about this? What about him? What about her? Like, our minds are fucking crazy. And living in crazy town, no bueno. You're not going to fall in love deeply. You're not going to have a conscious connection. Power, amazing, beautiful. You're not going to make more money. Your business is not going to feel good. Your art's not going to feel good because you're going to fucking talk yourself out of it. You're going to be like, fuck this shit. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing. Let me go deal with what's wrong with me instead. That's way easier. There's so many books on what's wrong with you. There are so many quizzes that paint you to be fucked up. And I used to do things that way. I was like, oh, but that doesn't feel good because it triggers my own shit about what doesn't fucking work. So let's wake up to our own leadership. Let's wake up to the fact that we are leaders. Everyone is. We are born into leadership. And we learn how to sort of tuck it away. And if you're an empath and you're sensitive, of course you would tuck it away more easier and more readable because it's uncomfortable. Yes. Amazing. Right now I feel, or you can share what your takeaways are, because I want to see some new videos on leadership. I really do. Yes. Amazing. I love it. The dance hole. Yes. Amazing. Okay. Fabulous. I love the open leader, a new point. Beautiful. All right. Now I'm really going to close. I promise. Have a magical rest of your day. I hope leadership enters your system and you move it out. Not living up here, being in your body with it. I am a fucking leader. Yes. Amazing. Thank you for helping me say goodbye. As you know, it's not easy for me. Okay. Take care.